Yes, we're living. We're living in
Wait,
a
wait, wait, wait.
we're already live.
Oh.
Well, we will be in a second. You look good. You look
Do
profesh.
I look like I'm back on? Do I look like I'm in? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, you do. Do you look like what? Like you're on TV, like Catholic school? It's
I feel like I'm back in Catholic school. That's exactly what I was thinking,
You
actually.
know what? It's a good place to be because we are about to learn, Tara. We are about to learn about so many things. Thank you for hopping on with us. We have Tara, the expert when it comes to all things Epstein files. Unfortunately, you're cross to bear in life that anytime something drops, people are like, "Where's Tara Palmieri right now?"
Yeah.
Okay, first, what happened today for folks who are not caught up?
Okay. A lot.
Yeah,
The House Democrats dropped a bombshell, and this comes on the heels of, as we know, the discharge petition for the Epstein files to be signed today when Adelita Grijalva is sworn in at 4 p.m.
yeah,
This was obviously a strategic leak. I was talking to some House Republicans last night, and it was like they're already breaking with Trump. They were breaking ranks already. They were hoping the discharge petition was something they could kind of like, slow the roll with. But I think the train's out of the station. It's going to be really
it's
hard for them
happening.
to. Yeah. And I think when you see these emails, as much as the White House wants to push back, it just keeps suggesting that there's more and more and more and more. And I've always believed this. I think we've talked about this, that it
Yeah,
would be the drip, 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 the emails, it would be the leaks, it would be the whistleblowers that would tell us the story. I believe even if somehow the DOJ, Trump signs a bill that compels the DOJ to release the files, that like they won't
it won't be good.
self-police. Like
Yeah,
there'll be a lot of redaction. So it's this correspondence that helps us really understand his world, his people, um, what was going on at the time. So
So today these emails came out, and this came
right.
again from the estate, right? This is not coming from the DOJ. These were emails between the journalist and author Michael Wolff and Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, and they were basically saying Trump knew about the girls.
Yes, exactly. Um,
Why can't Michael Wolff just release all the stuff he has? This feels like Bob
that actually
Woodwardy to me.
really, really, oh God, as a journalist, like reading his emails with Epstein, I'm like, how can you be giving PR advice to a pedophile? He's like,
Yeah.
then if you have this on Trump, he can just make you look like you're a victim of cancel culture. And this is what you should do. And I'm just like, what?
Why?
And we also have to remember that Michael Wolff is still sitting on a lot of Jeffrey Epstein tapes, which I am sure he will be using for some commercial purposes, as in like, a book, a TV
A
series. I
Netflix
don't know.
special. Yeah.
Yeah, but in the meantime, we're just gonna have to wait on that. I know that he did have a podcast with some of it in there, but like it's the other side of the conversation that he's having with Jeffrey Epstein that's really, really concerning to me. That this is the way he operates. But I guess if you want to become pals with a pedophile, you gotta act like this. But I also just feel like ultimately, like, didn't you know, like, you knew this all along?
Yeah.
And
For
it's,
years, because this has been out.
yeah,
I mean, Jeffrey Epstein's been dead since 2019. He's had these emails for years and years and years.
I know. Like, what else is he sitting on right now?
It makes me nuts. People got mad at Bob Woodward when he did this too, remember? Because he was like, really, he had all these tapes on Trump, and people were like,
Yeah,
why did you wait until your book
right.
could come out? And I understand that there's complications for authors. They have to keep stuff so the book sells. It's like part of your contracts and whatnot.
Yeah.
But you've already done so many books and shit about Epstein, Michael Wolff. Like, or there has to be a moment where you go, I as a person need to
Yeah,
give this
where's
out.
the moral clarity? It certainly doesn't make journalists look good.
No.
I've always like questioned his methods, to be honest. Like this isn't the first time I felt that way, but this
Yeah.
was a very glaring example of someone that I felt like was colluding with Epstein to
Colluding.
improve his his to improve his image. It was just really, really, really disturbing.
Well,
And
I want to get to this thing right here in the question. So Michael Wolff, to me, creep. I'm so aggravated and disgusted with the way he moves. But also Michael Cohen, who I've been pretty critical of getting this sort of like reputational
yeah,
rehab over the last couple of years. You see him on
right.
MSC and on Midas Touch and all these places. He's not super friendly to you when you questioned him because you tried to push on like, well, what do you mean you don't know? Do you
Yeah.
think Michael Cohen knows too much too?
Well, I don't know how you
I get an
wouldn't
ick from him.
know.
Yeah,
It just seems so, and then but he did admit he knew something, like, he knew about
right,
one case and he had to take care of it, but, like, started the conversation with, "I know nothing, I've seen I know nothing,"
right.
and then it was, like, devolved into, "Okay, I know something." So it's like, well, what are you like, why did you start the conversation by lying?
Yeah, why are all of these men still lying?
Yeah,
Jeffrey
they're just
Epstein is
spinning
dead.
around
The
in
public
circles
is
and
on your
circles.
side. Tell the truth. Yeah.
Yeah, they're spinning out. It's incredible. I mean, yeah, it's a really sad time right now. But,
So in this email, one of the emails, Jeffrey Epstein is speaking to Ghislaine Maxwell, and Ghislaine is saying to him, the dog that's not barking right now is Trump. What is that? What did that mean? Like people who weren't selling Epstein out, Trump wasn't selling Epstein out.
I don't understand that phrasing. Like, do we use
Yeah.
that word, or is that like an older kind of phrasing? I should
The
probably
dog that
Google
doesn't
it.
bark. It's like a UK, I don't know, maybe it's a British thing, but I was like,
It's a
okay, she's
yeah,
saying that Trump is on your side. It seemed like
or he's not barking because like he's not in trouble. I got that feeling of like,
she's
why
not
isn't
in
the chief
trouble.
of police investigating? Um, why isn't the chief of police investigating Trump? Like, how is he getting out of this scot
Right.
free? And that was what I interpreted from that.
That
Um,
makes sense.
let me look at the. I just want to look at the timestamp of that email. What date was that again?
I'm
Let's
not
see.
sure.
Hold on
I
a second.
just, yeah, while you're looking that up, I just find it so incredibly
Hold on.
strange.
Have one of your cronies ask to see the mortgage to Mar-Lago cash from electricians union. Was the bagman later made an exec at the Public Co. and a $30 million loan from the casino to Donald Trump backdated. Oh wow!
Wait, is this
So
new?
yeah, breaking. Yes. Apparently,
Okay,
that
breaking news with Tara. What happened?
Epstein was giving tips to people to investigate Donald Trump and his cronies and the mortgage at Mar-a-Lago. So I just think people don't understand how steep they were, not like just in friendship, but in business too, which is something that
Right.
I've started to realize. I mean, when they were bidding over that house
Mhm.
in Palm Beach, like that was the breakup of their friendship, and it just shows you just like how much they knew each other, the dirt they had on each other. I mean, just think about that. In the UK ambassador to the US had to resign over a few emails that
Mhm.
connected him to Jeffrey Epstein, and like nothing in America. It's just insane.
This has
Um,
got to be breaking, though. Don't you think that the right is sort of breaking up over this? Because even Laura Ingraham being in the Oval Office the other day and saying something like, oh, I like all your gold decorations. Are they from Home Depot? I thought was like pretty shade.
yeah, right. I mean, I think also it's going to be hard to stand by him on top of the fact that like the economy sucks. So they're just going to be
Yeah,
like, you know what, inflation and Epstein, like two
he's
vowels
got to
you don't want
go.
to have associated with you. So yeah, let me look at that date.
Yeah, see what it is.
2011. I mean, that's after the investigation.
Yeah.
But maybe he's suggesting that the police chief knew about Donald Trump.
Trump was involved. I mean, so the other thing in here that we know from like, we've got the book out, Virginia's book out. Now we've got this drip of emails and whatnot. Um, in one of the emails, it says Trump spent a lot of time with one of the girls at the Epstein mansion, and the Republicans are quick to say it was Virginia Giuffre, and she's already said that Trump never did anything bad to her. I don't think it's Virginia Giuffre. I don't see how that is who it is, that the redacted
Well,
name.
I don't know that for a fact either,
Yeah, we
but
don't know, but
it's kind of a sad state that like we're all debating something about a woman who's not alive to
yeah. Well,
verify for
that's why I
herself.
think they're pushing it to be like,
And
oh yeah,
also
sorry.
you just like expose the name of a victim, a
Right.
Jane Doe, without
Yeah.
her permission. Like that's pretty shady. Uh
And also, they are not denying that he spent time with the girl at Epstein's. They are saying it was Virginia Giuffre and she's already said nothing happened. They are not denying that
but
these things in these emails happened.
that doesn't
They're
even line up with like Virginia's story of
of course
um it ju-
they're out of control right now.
I mean I when I was with Virginia, like, she was very consistent in her story, and we fact checked it. Nothing was broken. Jeffrey Epstein, which you guys should all listen to.
Yeah.
Virginia speaks for herself, but we also fact check everything. We use the same fact checkers that they use at the New Yorker for the Weinstein reporting. I had Adam McKay was a producer, Adam Davidson, like some of the most respected people in storytelling and journalism on working there. And Julie K. Brown was an executive producer. I mean, she was the one who
Yeah.
broke the story.
The one.
We never used Virginia as a single source because of the way that she was so maligned in the press.
Mm.
And we just wanted, and like, really, as a journalist, you never want to just go with a single source, right? So we could only use what we had that we could get from multiple sources in Broken. And, I did get the sense because the defamation lawsuit that she was in with Alan Dershowitz, that she was
Mm.
really careful about what she said
Mm-hmm.
and about who she spoke about publicly.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot more men that she was trafficked to than were written about in her book, even more than like that were not named.
Right.
And she had a lot on the line. I mean, it was her safety. He was also the
Mm.
president of the United States. Is she really going to go up against him too? When
How?
she's already up against Alan Dershowitz, she's up against Ehud Barak, she's up against the prince. I mean, it was a harrowing case. I mean, when I was with her, her family had a break in at their house. I mean,
Mm.
it was just really, really, really difficult. So I often wonder if she held back because it was just too much.
Mm.
From my time with her, she said she was trafficked to 36 men, and like many of them that I know of have not been revealed, and people would be shocked, honestly.
Mm.
And now she never told me that she was trafficked to Trump. But like I said, there were people that like she just didn't talk about that, you
I've
know.
seen had thousands of victims. Even if Virginia wasn't trafficked to Trump, it doesn't mean that a different girl wasn't, and that's what they're trying to spin. They're even with the statement from press secretary today saying, "Oh, well, the Democrats are only releasing these emails to try and humiliate Trump." They are humiliating because you did a humiliating, disgusting thing. They're not saying it didn't happen. They're saying, "Oh, the motivation for releasing it is to humiliate him." Well, you did it,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So,
I know.
uh,
It's just crazy. What is this thing about the pedophile party? I haven't seen that one yet, but I saw.
oh, I don't know.
Oh,
Is that what they're calling? And they're calling the Republicans the grand old pedophile party or something,
oh,
probably.
that's probably right.
Yeah, that's internet
Okay.
stuff.
That
Well,
slipped through that slipped through my X account. I was like, "Wait, what?"
here the the other thing that's going to happen today is they are going to try and vote on releasing the Epstein files again, right? Because we're going to get Adelita, the new congresswoman from Arizona, at 4.
Right.
Right after that, they're going to try to hold the vote. They need 218. Technically, Grivalda would be the
Mhm.
218th, but now Nancy Mace is saying maybe she's backing out of her vote. What do you think that could be about?
Well, she wants to get the endorsement for governor of South Carolina.
Oh,
You
Christ.
can't
Good
get that
luck.
without President Trump.
Oh,
And
boy.
you can't win South Carolina you can't win the primary without Trump. And now
Oh, boy.
Lauren Boebert has been called, now they're trying to work her. Trump himself calls Boebert, according to Annie Carney at the New York Times, a former colleague of mine, very, very excellent reporter, regarding her signing on to the Epstein petition, and spoke to her yesterday. Trump playing phone tag with Nancy Mace. So far, they are not planning to remove their names from the petition.
They can't. They can't. Their whole brand is built on them being victims in some way and being like,
Yeah.
the Epstein thing was what they ran on, was on justice for these women, was on that Trump isn't involved. So why wouldn't we release this?
Yeah,
All
clear
that
them.
stuff.
Clear them. Roll out the tapes. I mean, listen, I think it's just going to get so much more aggressive, this whipping. It's going to be a lot.
Just
It
take the hit. At this point, don't you just take the hit? Doesn't it get to a point, well, how much more could they possibly drip and release? And the public is not buying that Trump's not involved or anything. Every time it's 1,000 times worse. If he would have released the files weeks ago, the news cycle may have even moved on by this point, or he would have taken whatever hit it was going to be by this point. But as the economy continues to get worse, as he says things like he's going to let 600,000 Chinese students into American institutions, what he promised that he wouldn't, as he's doing this whack-ass war in Venezuela, as things are just getting worse and worse. The UK is not sharing intelligence with us because they don't trust us anymore when it comes to the military. Worse, worse, worse. And Epstein, man, you're in a bad spot. You're in too bad a bad spot.
even Laura Ingraham ain't buying it.
Even Lauren Ingraham. She's in there. Oh, you don't trust Americans? You don't think they're talented? And he's like, no. And they air it, right? Like, I don't know how much more we could be doing here. Like, give it up, man. And folks are like, oh, JD Vance won't be better. I'm like, I don't know. Will he be worse? What do I want out of this? Just accountability.
JD Vance seems way more strategic. But
JD Vance isn't an accused and convicted sex offender, so I'll take it. You know what I mean? Like, we got to take one thing where we can. It's not like we're going to get a new election today, but I just think it's such a national security threat, the just like compromise that Trump and his people are in. The people who have made it from Epstein world into his cabinet is insane. I don't know what was going on with Sergio Gore getting sworn in as the ambassador to India, and like the Erica Kirk of it all. Like, it is such a circus of just dysfunctional freaks of nature that I'm like, this has got to end at some point.
V, I want to keep going with you, girl.
You gotta go. She's gotta go. All right, you go.
To run.
I'm gonna go. There's breaking news on Epstein.
Explode, and I'm just, it's a lot. I do have to run.
We'll be back.
Love you, and thank you to all of you for tuning in. I promise you, I'm gonna keep hitting the phones and try to get down to the bottom of this. And the best part about this story is there's so much more. We only have hit the tip of the iceberg. So, and if they want to let this iceberg melt drip by drip by drip,
we'll get there.
We're going to get the story. And it's just going to be more painful.
I know. All right, get out of here. Cheers. I'll close up. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, so we had Tara, who is foremost expert on everything Epstein. She's been working with Julie K. Brown. She did the podcast Broken, all about Jeffrey Epstein. She was a close personal friend of Virginia Giuffre, has just had the highest level of integrity and dedication to this story and to getting justice for these victims. So I'm glad that we were able to have her for a quick second. But as you saw while we were here, even more news was breaking about the Epstein files leaking. So we're going to stay on it, continue to figure this out. Michael Wolff is trash, in my opinion, and disgusting. I know that you've got books to write, but if you've been sitting on these emails since 2011, where's the book, I guess, if that's how you wanted to release it? And how are you advising Jeffrey Epstein on how he can do like PR to try and work Trump over for a pardon and stuff? Certainly doesn't look good for the conspiracy theories about this being like some massive intelligence, dark money, crazy situation at the root of it. And note that while the White House is pushing back on things like, oh, the Democrats are only releasing these files because they're trying to embarrass the president, they are not saying that he didn't do it. They're saying that the emails are embarrassing. So yeah, because he knew, and he did it. And that's my opinion, at least based on the information I have today. Now, the other thing we didn't get to ask Tara about, but I'm sure we'll be hearing about more, is Ghislaine Maxwell's potential commutation of sentence. What Donald Trump has done all along is pardon people willy-nilly, left and right, to try and soften the ground and make it clear that he pardons people who are loyal to him, and he pardons people that he deems are being treated unfairly. He has said, why is she the only one who is being held accountable for the Epstein hoax, remember? So I think that we will see a commutation of Ghislaine Maxwell's sentence as long as Trump remains in office. And I think, as I've said before, he will tie this into his immigration plans and say, why should the American public be supporting a foreign-born criminal who came here, did terrible things with Jeffrey Epstein, and now we're the American taxpayer have to pay to keep her alive and fed and playing with puppies or whatever she's doing at Club Fed. I'm going to commute her sentence, and I'm going to deport her back to the UK, and she'll be the UK's problem. I definitely see that coming on some level here, especially as Ghislaine Maxwell becomes less valuable to him. If the Democrats get these emails out, if journalists and the people who have had this information are talking, then the idea that Ghislaine Maxwell spills on Trump becomes less valuable if everything that she knows about him is already out in a different way. So he can get rid of her in some way. What were the other things we were talking about? Oh, the other thing is, when you are a liar, right? Or as I called them the other day, an unreliable narrator, your lies compound on each other. Donald Trump tried to make it look like he had the moral superiority over Epstein by saying, I kicked him out of my club once I found out he was doing bad stuff. These emails reveal Epstein saying, what a joke, I was never a member of I was never a member of Mar-a-Lago, as if he was like embarrassed to have even been considered that he would have been a member of Mar-a-Lago. Epstein saw himself above that. And he wasn't a member. So the idea that Trump kicked him out is also a false narrative. And they try to use that. And I've heard Mike Johnson say that a million times as some sort of like, he is the one who kicked Jeffrey out. He keeps people safe. Obviously not. Um, and as far as the victim that Donald Trump spent time with and Jeffrey's mansion, they're so quick to say it's Virginia Giuffre. And I really think that's because she can't speak for herself, like Tara said. And because she has made comments about how she was not personally a victim of Donald Trump in some way. But we know, even from the E.G. and Carroll stories, this is a person who has a history of doing bad stuff. So that's the update on Epstein for right now. As you saw, breaking news coming out, even more emails coming out right now where Jeffrey Epstein was trying to reveal from behind his jail cell that people should be looking into who mortgaged Mar-a-Lago and the Trump family finances. Now, something I find interesting about the emails is Jeffrey was talking about how Trump could hang himself or how Trump could be politically hung. And then, of course, Jeffrey Epstein killed by hanging or killed himself by hanging. I guess we'll never know. But so that's that. We'll have an update later tonight with more of this Epstein stuff. I hope that clears up some of it for us for now. But I just don't see a way out of this for him. And I don't see how anybody would want a way out of this for Trump. It catches up to you. If you've done something as egregious and horrible as these allegations, it catches up to you. And I just don't know how much longer a DOJ or Kash Patel or any of these people can hang on to deniability. We haven't seen Dan Bongino in forever because his whole entire brand is built on conspiracy and exposing the Epstein files. So somebody's going to break somewhere. We will see how this Epstein vote shakes out tonight. And until then, I'll be here freaking out at my desk. And I'm so glad that you guys joined us. I will see you all soon.